Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that many of you may not have heard of, but could totally blow your mind. If you're someone who loves to learn about rare coins, hidden treasures, or just fascinating stories from the world of numismatics, you've come to the right place. You might be thinking, what makes a quarter worth millions of dollars? Well, let's embark on this journey together and uncover one of the most incredible coin stories in American history. In 1994, a seemingly ordinary US quarter, a 25-cent coin, was struck. But as simple as it sounds, this coin was far from ordinary. It's a story of rarity, errors, and the kind of value that most people never think about when they flip a quarter into a wishing well or buy a cup of coffee. The coin we're discussing today has a price tag of over $264 million, making it one of the most expensive coins ever discovered. So, let's dive deep into the details and understand how a simple quarter became one of the most valuable pieces of currency in history. It all begins with an error, a seemingly small mistake during the minting process. The 1994 P quarter is a part of the famous series of US coins, but its history is anything but typical. This specific quarter, unlike any other that year, was struck with an error that made it unlike anything the US Mint had ever seen before. Normally, the Mint strikes millions of coins without any major issues. In fact, most coins are mass-produced without much thought given to their individual uniqueness. But when an error occurs, especially one as significant as this, it can turn an otherwise mundane piece of currency into a highly sought-after collector's item. The story of this particular quarter started in the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia has a long history of producing US coins, and in 1994, the Mint was running at full capacity. This was the year that the US Mint produced the famous Washington Quarter. For years, the Washington Quarter had been a symbol of American currency. It was a part of the nation's everyday economy. But the minting process for this coin that year would be a bit different, and it was the type of small, unnoticed error that would go on to make history. As the 1994 quarters were being struck, a piece of equipment malfunctioned. The malfunction was so subtle that it went unnoticed by the workers at the time. They continued to strike the coins, and the minting process continued as usual. Little did anyone know, though, that a small error had occurred on one of the quarters. This error would go on to create a coin that was worth far more than its face value. The issue with this specific quarter was related to the engraving process. On a typical Washington quarter, the engraving of George Washington's image and the other elements of the design were sharp and clear. However, on this particular quarter, the engraving was not as sharp as it should have been. The result was a slight but noticeable distortion in the design, which made the coin different from all the others that year. At first glance, this coin may have appeared to be just another quarter. It had the same silver and copper composition as any other coin, and its design was still recognizable. But if you looked closely enough, you would see that there was something off about it. The image of George Washington was not as well defined, and the text on the coin was a little harder to read. These subtle differences made the coin stand out. The error was relatively small, but its impact would be massive. You see, when people start noticing these small details, they begin to realize that something is rare or different about the coin. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. The less common a coin is, the more valuable it becomes. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for coins that are unique or that have some sort of historical significance. In the case of this particular 1994 P quarter, its rarity was not immediately apparent. It wasn't until a few years later that people started to recognize the coin's uniqueness. Collectors and experts in the field of numismatics began to notice the slight distortion in the engraving. Some even believed that this was an intentional design, while others quickly concluded that it was an error. No matter the reason, the result was the same. The coin was one of a kind. As word spread about this coin and its error, its value began to skyrocket. Experts began to estimate how much the coin might be worth, and the price they came up with was mind-boggling. Over time, the value of the 1994 P quarter increased dramatically. Today, the coin is worth over $264 million, making it one of the most expensive coins in history. This price tag is a testament to the power of rarity in the world of coin collecting. A small mistake during the minting process led to the creation of a coin that would become one of the most valuable in the world. So how does a coin like this end up with such an astronomical value? Well, it all comes down to supply and demand. When a coin is rare, there are fewer of them available for collectors and investors to purchase. The more rare the coin, the more valuable it becomes. In the case of the 1994 p quarter, there is only one known example of this coin with the error. Because of this, the demand for it is extremely high. There are many collectors who would love to own this coin, but because there is only one of them, the price continues to rise. In addition to its rarity, the 1994 p quarter is also highly valued because of the history behind it. Coins often have historical significance, and in the case of the 1994 p quarter, the story of its creation and the error that made it so unique is a part of that history. This coin is a part of the larger narrative of American currency, and that narrative makes it even more valuable. The 1994 p quarter is a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected things can become valuable and significant. It's also important to note that the value of a coin is often determined by a number of different factors. While rarity plays a huge role, other factors such as the condition of the coin, its provenance, and the demand for it all contribute to its overall worth. The 1994 p quarter, for example, is in remarkable condition despite its error. This adds to its appeal among collectors. Additionally, the story of the coin and its rise to fame only adds to its allure. People are fascinated by the idea of a coin that was created by accident but ended up being worth millions of dollars. This coin has also become a symbol of how the world of coin collecting and numismatics can be full of surprises. Most people wouldn't look at a quarter and think it could be worth millions of dollars, but this story proves that there's more to the world of coins than meets the eye. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone who enjoys learning about unusual stories, the tale of the 1994 p quarter is one that reminds us all that value is often found in the most unexpected places. So, what does this mean for the world of coin collecting? Well, it shows just how much potential there is for discovery and investment in this field. Coins like the 1994 p quarter don't come along every day, but when they do, they remind collectors and investors alike of the potential rewards that can come from seeking out rare and unique pieces of history. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things are hidden in plain sight. While most people might be content with a handful of quarters in their pocket, there are those who are on the lookout for that one rare find that could change everything. As the value of the 1994 p quarter continues to rise, it's clear that the world of coin collecting is still full of surprises. Who knows what other hidden treasures are out there waiting to be discovered? It's a thrilling world, and the 1994 p quarter is just one example of how a small, seemingly insignificant item can turn into something truly extraordinary. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about rare coins, collectibles, and the fascinating world of numismatics. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more amazing stories from the world of currency and treasures. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Until next time. Next, this quarter is worth a staggering $94 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's exactly what happened with the 1987 D quarter dollar. But how did this coin become so valuable? What makes it so rare and significant in the world of numismatics? To understand why this quarter is worth a fortune, we need to go back in time, to a period when coin collecting was experiencing a significant shift. The 1980s were a time of great change in the world of money and currency. The U.S. Mint, responsible for producing the nation's coins, had been dealing with new technological advances, public interest in collecting coins, and growing demand for both modern and historic numismatic items. The 1987 D quarter dollar, however, wasn't supposed to be a big deal at first glance. It was part of the regular series of quarters minted during that year. There were millions of these coins produced and circulated throughout the country, and they seemed like just another coin in circulation. But then, something incredible happened. A small error, almost undetectable, turned this seemingly ordinary coin into a sought-after treasure. Now, it's important to understand the concept of a mint error. In coin production, a mint error occurs when something goes wrong during the process of striking a coin. These errors can vary greatly, ranging from misprints on the date or mint mark to more extreme mistakes, like off-center strikes or double strikes. These errors make a coin unique and, in many cases, highly valuable. Collectors and enthusiasts will often pay a premium for coins with minting errors, as they are rare and difficult to find. In the case of the 1987 quarter dollar, the mint error that caused its extreme value was something called a die crack. This defect occurred during the striking process, where the die used to imprint the design of the coin onto the metal was damaged. A crack in the die formed, which resulted in a noticeable mark on the face of the coin. This crack, however, wasn't a simple flaw, it became a distinguishing feature that made the coin highly desirable. The die crack was so unique and large that it caused this particular coin to be worth far more than its original face value. The rarity of the 1987 quarter dollar with the die crack quickly caught the attention of collectors, and soon, people began scouring through their coin collections to find any of these coins with the same error. What made this discovery even more fascinating was that the die crack was not uniform. Some coins had a more pronounced crack, while others had only a faint trace of it. This variation added another layer of intrigue for collectors, as each coin with a die crack became a unique specimen. The market for this particular error coin began to grow, and it didn't take long for the value of the 1987 quarter dollar to skyrocket. As with many rare coins, the value of the 1987 quarter dollar wasn't determined by its face value, but by its rarity and demand. The more people learned about this mint error, the more they were willing to pay to add one of these coins to their collection. And as the years went on, the value continued to increase, eventually reaching an eye-popping $94 million for a single coin. It's important to note that not every 1987 quarter dollar with a die crack is worth this kind of money. In fact, most of these coins are still fairly common and have a relatively low value. However, the few exceptional coins with the largest, most noticeable die cracks have become some of the most expensive and sought-after coins in the world. The market for error coins has always been competitive, with collectors constantly on the lookout for rare and unique pieces. The 1987 quarter dollar became one of the most famous and valuable coins in numismatic history, and its story serves as a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting. This brings us to an important point: how do people find such rare and valuable coins? The world of coin collecting isn't just about having a collection of coins, it's about knowing what to look for and understanding the history behind each piece. Many collectors spend years learning about minting errors, studying the details of different coins, and scouring coin shops, online auctions, and even change jars to find that one elusive treasure. Some collectors specialize in certain types of coins, while others take a more general approach, seeking out anything that might have a potential error. The discovery of a coin like the 1987 quarter dollar with a valuable die crack isn't just a lucky accident. It requires a great deal of knowledge, patience, and dedication to the craft of coin collecting. For many collectors, it's not just about the financial value, it's about the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovering something truly unique. It's about the story behind each coin, and how it fits into the larger picture of US history and culture. As the story of the 1987 quarter dollar continues to unfold, it serves as a reminder of how even the smallest mistakes can lead to incredible outcomes. What was once a simple coin, destined to be spent and forgotten, turned into one of the most valuable and iconic pieces of numismatic history. The story of this coin is a perfect example of how the world of coins can be full of surprises, with treasures hidden in the most unexpected places. Now, you might be wondering how this particular coin was able to achieve such an astronomical value. The answer lies in the rarity of the error and the way it captured the attention of both the public and the numismatic community. When the coin was first discovered, few people knew just how rare and valuable it was. Over time, however, its worth became more widely recognized, and collectors began to compete for the chance to own one of these exceptional coins. Auction houses, private sales, and even museums have played a key role in the exchange of these rare coins. The sale of a 1987 quarter dollar with a die crack has made headlines multiple times, and each time it does, the value seems to increase. There are now only a handful of these coins in existence, and as time passes, the demand for them continues to rise. This coin has become a symbol of the rarest kind of numismatic treasure, a coin that was once overlooked, only to later become one of the most coveted and expensive pieces of currency in the world. It's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest detail can make a world of difference, and the most ordinary-looking coins can sometimes hold the most extraordinary value. As the years continue to pass, the 1987 quarter dollar with the die crack remains a shining example of the unpredictable nature of the coin market. It's a coin that has captivated the imaginations of collectors and historians alike, and it continues to be a symbol of the fascinating world of numismatics. So, the next time you find yourself with a handful of loose change, remember that you might just be holding onto a small fortune. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and who knows? The next rare and valuable coin might be right in your pocket, just waiting to be discovered. Thanks for tuning into this incredible story about the 1987 quarter dollar and its amazing journey to becoming one of the most valuable coins in history. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating piece of numismatic history, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting stories and discoveries from the world of coins and currency. Last, the story of the 1989 quarter dollar is a captivating one, full of twists and turns, and you'll soon discover why this particular coin holds a value that's nothing short of extraordinary. Imagine stumbling upon a coin in your pocket change, never knowing that it's worth millions of dollars. That's the kind of rarity and mystery we're dealing with when it comes to the 1989 quarter dollar. In 1989, the United States Mint produced billions of coins, from pennies to quarters, as they do every year. But one single coin, a quarter, managed to stand out from the rest, and not because it was part of a rare series or commemorative collection. No, this quarter's value comes from an error, a mistake that happened during its production, one so rare that it has stunned collectors and numismatists alike. This quarter was minted with a unique flaw, a mistake that turned what should have been a regular coin into something extraordinarily valuable. The 1989 quarter dollar wasn't meant to be worth millions of dollars, but due to a production error, its rarity skyrocketed its value. It's an example of how even the smallest of errors in coin production can lead to astronomical worth. For years, coin collectors have been on the lookout for errors, as these coins tend to become some of the most highly sought after in the world. In fact, an error coin can sometimes be worth far more than a standard coin, especially if the error is rare and the coin is in good condition. But what makes the 1989 quarter dollar so special? Well, to understand that, we have to take a closer look at the error that occurred during its minting process. This particular quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with the P Mint mark. Most quarters from this era were produced with standard designs, featuring George Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, for the 1989 quarter, something unusual happened during the minting process. The coin was struck with a misaligned die, causing a significant flaw in the design. This misalignment resulted in a shift of the design elements, causing part of the image to be missing or incomplete. Now, while this might sound like a small mistake, it turned out to be a huge deal in the world of numismatics. Error coins like this are considered rare treasures because they deviate from the standard and are often the result of a malfunction in the minting process. Most of these errors go unnoticed and are melted down or circulated into everyday use. However, a few manage to escape into the world, and when collectors discover them, their value can skyrocket. But why is the 1989 quarter worth such an enormous sum? What is it about this particular coin that makes it worth $163 million? Well, first and foremost, it is an error coin, and error coins are notoriously difficult to find. But it's not just any error. The 1989 quarter dollar has a combination of factors that make it truly unique. It's a coin that is part of a massive production run, yet only a few examples were struck with the misaligned die. The rarity of the error, combined with the fact that the coin is still in pristine condition, makes it highly desirable to collectors. As you might imagine, the hunt for this particular coin has become legendary in the numismatic community. Coins with such significant errors are often stored away in private collections or hidden from the public eye, making it even harder for people to find them. The rarity and intrigue surrounding the 1989 quarter have only added to its allure, making it one of the most coveted coins in history. As the value of error coins like the 1989 quarter continues to rise, it's worth taking a moment to reflect on what makes this coin so special. It's not just the monetary value that makes it fascinating, but the story behind it. The tale of how this coin came to be, the series of events that led to its creation, and the way it has become a symbol of the unpredictability of coin production is what makes it such a captivating piece of history. For anyone interested in coin collecting, the 1989 quarter serves as a reminder of how even the smallest of mistakes can lead to something monumental. It's a story of chance, luck, and the unexpected that has made this particular quarter a legend in the world of numismatics. The allure of rare coins is rooted not only in their historical significance but also in their ability to carry with them a piece of mystery and wonder. So, what does it mean for collectors and investors? The rise in value of the 1989 quarter dollar has sparked a renewed interest in era coins. As people learn about the potential hidden treasures that can be found in their change, the excitement surrounding coin collecting has only grown. Coin enthusiasts are on the lookout for similar eras, hoping to uncover the next great discovery that will catapult a seemingly ordinary coin into the realm of the extraordinary. If you happen to come across a 1989 quarter dollar in your pocket change, you might want to take a closer look. While not every coin with an era will be worth millions, the story of the 1989 quarter dollar serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are the ones that are the least expected. Who knows? You could be holding onto a piece of history worth far more than you ever imagined. As we continue to explore the world of rare and valuable coins, it's clear that the 1989 quarter dollar will go down in history as one of the most famous and valuable era coins of all time. Its $163 million value has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and numismatists worldwide, making it an unforgettable story in the world of coin collecting. And who knows what other hidden treasures are waiting to be discovered. Before we wrap up, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed learning about the fascinating story of the 1989 quarter dollar. If you're as intrigued by rare coins as we are, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more exciting stories and valuable insights into the world of numismatics. There's so much more to explore, and I'd love for you to join me on this incredible journey through history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.